Parliament building. Construction for this massive project began in 1885. A 4-story, 315-foot high, 691-room palace with 10 courtyards, 29 staircases. This is your everyday building in 1885, of course. Now, the incredible thing about this place is that it's not just about one building. The entire block is filled with buildings that do not belong to our timeline. We have the Memorial of National Cohesion, the Ministry of Agriculture, and of course, a chocolate museum. They should have added a few more pillars to the chocolate museum. How embarrassing. I'm not sure how these people could go to work in such a horrible looking building. The chocolate museum deserves more. What a joke. And here we have hundreds of people just walking past the chocolate museum, not understanding what they're walking next to at all. Could you imagine we built a chocolate museum like this today? I think people would come from all over the world to see the construction process. All right, back to this Parliament building. It's massive. They say that 100,000 people were involved in its construction. They used 40 million bricks and 500,000 precious stones, and 88 pounds of gold were used. Remember, as long as they say they had the money and the manpower, they could be your average Joe or prisoner, like we've shown before. Doesn't matter who it is. They will bring the architect's drawing to life in no time, every time. They will be fully trusted with the 88 pounds of gold, and any one of those 100,000 people could get the job done. Just call them over here, pick it out of a hat. The project will be completed perfectly. 8 years after the construction began, it was done. In 1904, of course. This sentence right here proves to me that this building doesn't belong to our timeline. Today, the government uses only a small portion of the building. Of course they do. They found and repurposed this building, in my opinion. They don't need the whole thing because it wasn't built for this purpose. Whoever built this building needed the whole thing. They needed all 691 rooms. They needed all the courtyards. And they needed the chocolate factory building as well. The whole area was of importance. It wasn't just barely used. And we all fully understand this now. The trick is done. We did not construct this building in 8 years in the 1800s, along with the rest of the town. And we only need a small portion of it today. Something incredible happened here in this area. And I'm just gonna take you guys all around this area on Google Earth here for a little bit and show you that this used to be an incredible empire, in my opinion. The buildings are all so perfectly laid out. The buildings are all repurposed and turned into random things. This one is the Americana Public Library. And it just so happens to be right next to all of this. This was not built to be a library. Who builds a random library like this? Do any of our towns have any plans to draw up one of these and get the job done in a couple years? No. Are we even close to constructing anything like this? No, we're not. We couldn't build this if we had 10 million people and unlimited funds, in my opinion. It's not about the money, and it's not about the amount of people. It's about the technology. And I want to make this very clear. You have to understand how to construct something like this. Something that will last forever, unless it is demolished or lit on fire, which we've seen many times. And it's not just this library. It's the chocolate store. It's the Parliament building. It's the entire city of Budapest. This is incredible stuff. Just incredible stuff. I'm glad we covered that. There's so much in this city. Don't be shocked if we come back and revisit this city with further detail and even more buildings in the near future.